Hello, my precious, most beautiful Kim. I wanted to make another video blog for you just to talk about some of the foods I'm eating. And if you started incorporating some of this stuff in your diet, I think you'd be greatly benefited. Like I said, I am being a guinea pig on myself and researching all kinds of different... I've been doing this for years. Well, my whole life I've been kind of being a guinea pig on myself, but I think I figured it out, how to live forever. I think I'm on the track, and I want to share it with you so that we can live forever together. That's my dream, Kim, to live forever together with you. Eternal monogamy, if you're down for it. That's my dream, you know? I don't want to share you with anybody. I'm too jealous for you. So, here's what I've been eating. This bunch of stuff on the cheese is Munster cheese. Not too long ago, I learned that Munster cheese is the highest in vitamin K2. And vitamin K2 prevents the calcification of your body. It's one of the things that does. It's very important because it causes the calcium, instead of calcium getting deposited in your arteries and your brain, and where it would cause all kinds of diseases in your kidneys. We want the calcium to be deposited in our bones, our teeth, where it belongs. And in order to do that, it's very important not to be deficient in vitamin K2. So not too long ago, I learned from Dr. Berg on YouTube. He told me something amazing. He said, this cheese, Munster cheese, is the highest source of vitamin K2. Previously, I thought it was Gouda cheese was the highest. That's what people were saying. But then Dr. Berg comes along with this gem and says, nope, it's Munster cheese, the highest in K2. So that's my current belief that it is. There might be a cheese higher in K2, but this is the one I'm going with for now as far as like a good K2 source. So definitely highly recommend Munster cheese. I just get mine at Sprouts. You can see that it's loaded with those orange things. Those are fish eggs. And Dr. Rhonda Patrick, she has taught me that the fish eggs, the omega fats in fish eggs get into the brain 40% better, something like that. Some really high percentage better than when you just eat fish. When you just eat fish, something like maybe 3%, I think is what she said, gets into the brain. Because in order to get the omega fats into your brain, it's got to be in a phospholipid form. So when you eat those fish eggs, you're getting the phospholipid form of the omega fats, and that's essential for your brain health. So I'm all about brain health because I think, my philosophy is if your brain goes, you're done. Like if you get Alzheimer's, if you start getting dementia, how can you think? You start to lose yourself, and that's when people they drop out and they start dying like quickly. They can't take care of themselves. They can't eat healthy. They start to rely on other people, and then you're really going downhill from there. If you can't, make a healthy meal for yourself, and then you're just trusting other people to bring something to you, and that's when it really goes downhill. So I have particularly focused on and targeted brain health in my strategies. That's why I'm into the nicotine patches. Nicotine is extremely good for your brain. From my experience, nicotine is absolutely amazing. It's right up there with caffeine. We all know caffeine is, maybe just people don't know this, but I believe caffeine's literally actually good for your brain because it's causing circulation. I mean, it's literally, you can feel it, right? When you drink a bunch of caffeine, you feel like you could focus better. So logically, how could that be bad for your brain? So I'm always dosing on lots of caffeine. But like I said earlier, I choose yerba mate as my primary caffeine source. Occasionally I might drink coffee, but I believe yerba mate is a way better source of caffeine, because if you're going to be drinking a lot of caffeine, something about coffee, its chemical makeup, it's causing people to get the jitters. So it's kind of stressing out the adrenal glands, and that's why people are getting shaky. It's like their adrenal glands are getting messed up with. But yerba mate has a balance of chemicals that counteract the caffeine. So you could just drink a bunch of yerba mate. You get way more caffeine without getting the jitters. So I'm drinking a lot of these. Some days I'll drink like 5. Like when I was homeless, I remember just like waking up and going to the gas station and literally just like first thing in the morning hydrating with like 4 or 5 of these, just like crazy. So they seem to affect my body really well. And like I said, this flavor has the mint tea. Mint tea is amazing for your brain and your digestive system, your stomach, everything like that. So like way better to hydrate on this than just plain water, in my opinion. And yerba mate, the main tea that this is made out of, it's got so many health benefits. It's ridiculous. If you go online, I mean, it's got like a cult following. It's the type of herb that has a cult following. People drink yerba mate like ceremonially, and it's just like this huge ritual. If you go to South America, people are just so into yerba mate, and they think it brings people together, and they drink it all together, and they do the ceremony, and it's like they're really into it. It's like almost religious for them. So when there's an herb that is that sacred to people, I think you have to pay extra attention to it. So I've adopted yerba mate as a huge part of my diet. I highly recommend it. The other cool thing about yerba mate is it has the same chemical that's in chocolate that makes you feel better. So like they call it the love chemical in chocolate. I don't know, I forgot the name of it right now, but there's the same chemical in this. So it just definitely makes you feel better. This drink, amazing. Highly recommend it. Anyways, I forgot to ask, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healthy and safe and well. And I'm still strategizing on how to meet you sooner. I don't drive. So if I'm thinking about going to that, I'm thinking about possibly taking a bus or something to get to that next event you're doing in Texas where you're going to be singing. But it is quite a lot of trouble for me to take a bus, and I don't really want to, but I might do that just to meet you sooner if that's my best option. I'd prefer you just to come visit me here in Carson City so I don't have to go over there to Texas, but if it comes around that time, I might just take off on a bus and hope to meet you there in Texas. I really do want to meet you really soon. I am very lonely and just craving your energy, and I'm totally obsessed with you. You know that. I do think we'll be together in the future. I do believe it. I still have hope. All right, so because I got to teach you. Who else is going to teach you about all this healthy diet stuff? I believe I'm on the cutting edge, Kim. The cutting edge of longevity research. Like, I don't think that anyone else is doing what I'm doing with their diet. I just don't see it out there. I don't. People eat healthy, but it's not like targeted. They're not like specifically strategizing every meal. And then it's like a lot of people that just kind of throw a bunch of stuff together and they don't really know. Like I studied this stuff, and I'm continuing to study, and like everything has kind of a reason why I'm eating it. So as you can see, I put mustard, good mustard, quality mustard on here, and that's going to help you with your digestion. It's going to help you literally digest more food in the meal, which is helpful. Another thing that does that is I put hot peppers, just a bunch of cut up hot red peppers. And hot peppers are fantastic for you. They boost circulation to pretty much all your organs and your brain. So circulation is key for longevity, and thinking and digestion. So when you put a bunch of hot peppers in your food, you're going to be digesting that meal way better. You're going to be absorbing more minerals, more nutrients from that meal than if you just don't eat hot peppers. So I'm always trying to figure out, okay, if a meal doesn't have hot peppers, I'm like, it's kind of doesn't feel right to me. So I'm always trying to put more spicy food. Spicy food is absolutely amazing, Kim. So like garlic, hot peppers, very pungent foods, mustard, onions, those types of things. That is going to be dramatically helpful for just general health and longevity. So I have black pepper sprinkled on there. The black pepper it's got pepperine in it, and that's going to increase absorption of all the different nutrients in this meal as well. Pepperine, that's why they add black pepper to turmeric, that famous combination, because the black pepper enhances the absorption of the chemicals in the turmeric. And I strongly suspect it works with other foods too. So I love black pepper. It's like one of my favorite spices. And I try to incorporate it into meals because I'm thinking, well, it's going to help me absorb the different nutrients better. Onions are going to be that's green onion chopped up on there. That's going to be super high in sulfur. And that's extremely important for your skin health and your organs. All the organs in the body love sulfur. Sulfur is one of the master minerals. It's like what our bodies are made out of. Like it's one of the primary minerals that we are made out of. And so you don't want to be deficient in sulfur. And people are becoming more deficient in sulfur nowadays because the water that we're farming with is not rainwater. It's supposed to be rainwater originally, but now all these crops are getting watered with sulfur deficient water, just municipal water, city water or whatever, and it's been filtered and there's no sulfur in it, and so the food is deficient in sulfur. And so including onions is a good thing for just extra sulfur. Garlic, high in sulfur. What else? Okay, that little dollop of red stuff on there is this. And this is something I noticed at the store because it has black truffle. And I always try to include mushrooms of some sort in my meals because mushrooms have polysaccharides. And I try to get a variety. But I figured there's something special about black truffle. So I just saw black truffle. I'm going to try to get that in my diet because it's such a sought-after ingredient and rare in nature. And I bet there's something special with it. So that's cool. This also has black truffle oil, black truffle in it. Tough hot sauce. If you want to get a source of black truffle, you can get this at the store. And it's got black truffle. So it's something I'm kind of betting on. A lot of times I don't know like exactly what things are good for, what they do yet, because I haven't researched it. And to do my research, I usually just watch YouTube videos where people are talking about it and try to pick up on the information from YouTube videos. That's kind of the most fun way to do it. A more boring way would be just like reading articles, and I just kind of like people talking about their own experiences with food. I really value, what do you call it, when people share their testimonials. Their testimonies are of particular foods, personal testimonies. I put a lot more stock in that. If someone's making a YouTube video and they say, "Oh, black truffle helped me in this way," I'm probably going to believe them, and I'm going to try it out for myself, and see if I notice those benefits. So it's kind of how I do my research at the moment. Sometimes I ask the AI what things do as well. That's something I've done. This is also a good thing to include with your meals, Kim, because kombucha is going to help you digest your meals better. It's going to help you absorb your protein better in the meal. All the protein in that cheese, I'm going to absorb it better because I'm drinking some kombucha with it. Kombucha, of course, is loaded with enzymes. I like this brand a lot. And I think I love all their flavors. I think I would get all the flavors. There's no flavor I don't think I wouldn't get. Other than I try to avoid blue-green algae. They do have a flavor that has blue-green algae. I'd highly avoid anything with blue-green algae. The reason being is that I have a friend, and this could save your life, because I have a friend who damaged her kidneys severely, and she attributed it to eating blue-green algae. Because these algae, they can have a toxic bloom. They go through a season. If the environment is a particular way, they can have a toxic bloom, and the people harvesting the blue-green algae, they might not know. And so it might end up in supplements, it might end up in drinks, and literally be damaging people's kidneys and killing them. So my friend ended up in the hospital, and she had a permanent kidney problem for years and years and years and years. So that's an important one to remember. Be very careful of blue-green algae. It's an ingredient I totally avoid. And I avoid spirulina for the most part. I might have a little bit, but it's not something I have a lot of, because my friend warned me against spirulina too. She says that it's one of those foods that could be very damaging to your kidneys, very hard to process for your kidneys. The protein in it, she is like a guinea pig for the different types of protein and how they affect the organs, because she has damaged organs while her kidneys got damaged. So she says that she notices that it's particularly hard on her kidneys if she were to eat something like spirulina. So be very careful of that ingredient as well. It's not something I eat a lot of. If it's just a little bit, it's probably something I won't worry about if it's like a small ingredient in a mixed product. But I'm not one of these people that takes tablespoons of spirulina powder, and a lot of people do. It's a very popular ingredient and something I would warn you against. So, in this, earlier today, I ate a whole package of these for just to load up on iodine. Very good. Very good. To load up on seaweed for iodine. It's my primary source of iodine, and fish eggs also have iodine. In fact, the iodine in fish eggs is probably even better, absorbed better, because it's an animal source iodine. And I do believe it's animal source. When the iodine is in animal food, it gets into the brain better than if it's just in a plant. So if I had to choose one thing over the other, I would choose fish eggs over the seaweed as an iodine source. And I would choose just fish eggs in general, because the seaweed's not going to have the omega fats for your brain. So fish eggs are just vital to me in my diet. I'm thinking they're going to give me a huge advantage over other people that are not eating fish eggs. So it's something I would highly recommend. You could just, when you go out for sushi, just load up extra fish eggs on. You could ask for fish eggs on the side, and usually the sushi restaurants will have fish eggs. So what else? That's pretty much all I can think of right now. Oh, I put sprouts on here. Those sprouts, I don't actually know what type of sprouts those are, but all the sprouts are going to be helpful. There's not a sprout that I'm worried about. When I go to Sprouts and buy sprouts, I usually just get one of each, because I think they all have probably some really cool effect. Broccoli sprouts are the most famous one that are talked about, because they have sulforaphane in super high amounts, which helps prevent Alzheimer's disease, helps prevent dementia, because it kind of stresses the brain out, and then the brain, because it's getting stressed out in a particular way, it has to become stronger to withstand the toxin, because it's kind of this toxin, but it's like a natural toxin, and that's the way plants work. And that's why I don't recommend the carnivore diet, because they're not stressing their bodies out enough with the natural plant toxins. And so those people who are on the carnivore diet eating just meat, they get weak. I think their bodies get weaker, their brains get weaker. And I think those people will probably end up with dementia or something. That's what I'd predict for those people. So I highly recommend plant foods in general, but not veganism, because it's important to get your B12 and different essential fats, the omega fats, from fish, eggs, things like that. What else to say here? Sprouts in general are going to, so whatever sprout it's going to be good for you, because it's going to be loaded with enzymes more so than just eating the other vegetables. The sprouts are particularly, because they're in that growth phase, they're going to be extra high in enzymes. And that's going to, the principle is that those enzymes help our bodies. So that's the whole principle behind the raw food movement and living food movement, because they're loading up on enzymes to make their bodies extra alive. And so that's something I would recommend, is just sprouts in general. Put them in salads, put them in little wraps like I just showed you. A good thing in general. And there's not a sprout that I'm worried about. I haven't seen a sprout that I'm like, oh, I'm sure you could, there's things you could sprout that I'm sure would be toxic, but just the ones they sell in the stores, I haven't seen one that I'm worried about. So, yeah, basically, what else to say? Let me try praying in tongues if I could see if I get inspiration. I can't wait to hear you talk in tongues. I've heard you sing in tongues, which is amazing, but I want to hear you talk in tongues, pray in tongues. That would be cool. I encourage you to continue to pray in tongues even more, because I think it'll help us reach each other faster. I'm trying to follow the perfect spirit of perfectness and be perfect so I could reach you faster. I'm trying to be the best, Kim, because I think you deserve the best. And so I'm trying to be the best. Perfect. Like Jesus said. Jesus in the Bible, he said, be perfect, right? So I'm trying to be perfect, because I want you to, you deserve perfect. You deserve the perfect guy. So I'm trying to be perfect. Okay? I love you so much, Kim. And, the other cool thing about this kombucha, it's got elderberry. Juniper berry, I'm not sure what that's good for. I think it might be good as a diuretic and to help the kidneys. But elderberry, I'm sure, is good for your immune system. So when I see a product with elderberry, I am excited about that. And so I highly recommend this kombucha. Elderberry, you got to enhance your immune system so you don't get sick. You never know when they're going to have another COVID-like flu, and you don't want to have to be relying on any type of vaccines or, that's... I haven't heard you talk much about the vaccines, and I'm not sure, but I figure you're probably one of these people that's skeptical of it and is scared of it, like me. I would not let my government inject me with some vaccine that's supposedly gonna save me or something. No way. I don't trust my government. I don't trust vaccines. So that's why I do urine therapy. It's like the body's own natural vaccine, and because it's got the antibodies. So if there's a sickness going around, a virus or something, that's when you want to be dosing on your own urine, drinking your own urine. Very healthy. Don't be worried about it. It's not a waste product. It's more of a nutritional vaccine. It's like built into our bodies, and if you're worried about it, I've seen animals drink their own urine. I used to live on a farm. I saw goats drinking each other's urine. On YouTube, I've seen clips of chimpanzees filling their mouths with their own urine and drinking it. So this is something animals are doing. I'm not worried about it. I've been drinking my urine since I was a teenager because I learned about urine therapy and it seemed to make sense to me. And they were even saying there was Bible verses in the Bible that were suggesting that it is even recommended in the Bible, like drink waters from thine own cistern, and rivers of living waters will flow from thy bellies. And that sounds like urine therapy. You know, I have to admit, it does sound like the Bible could be recommending urine therapy. And so start doing that. I highly recommend it. And just, you could let it age and drink it, and you could drink it fresh, and people are not getting sick from drinking their own urine. It's just a myth. So, I mean, if you just fill your stomach up with urine, you might feel a little nauseous. That does happen. Like, so listen to your body and take it in increments. You know, try a mouthful. Start off with a few drops if you're hesitant, but then, you know, work your way up to a mouthful of urine in the morning, and then throughout the day, just try a mouthful. You know, a mouthful a few times a day. That's not going to make you feel nauseous. That's not going to be a problem. And yeah, all throughout the day, I'm pretty much like sipping on my urine, drinking mouthfuls of it, whatever. Sometimes I'll drink like a lot of it. Sometimes I will fill my stomach up with it to the point where I do feel nauseous, and I'll still drink it, but then I'm fine. It's just because it has a little bit of a weird, gross flavor. It doesn't make me vomit. So if it doesn't make me vomit, my body is accepting it, because my body's intelligent enough to vomit the urine out. If it was like, this is toxic, we have to vomit, like, it would do it. It would vomit, but it doesn't. So I can literally fill my stomach up with an entire load of urine, like a quart of urine at one time, and still I'm fine. Might feel it tastes a little gross, but it doesn't kill me. So, and maybe, you know, I end up drinking more urine when I'm sick than when I'm healthy, because the taste isn't great. So if you're healthy, you're more inclined to be less desperate and you drink less. That's the way I figure. When I get sick, I get more desperate, and I up my dosage of the urine, because it is very medicinal and healing. So that pretty good for now. Think about what else to say in the next video blog for you, Kim. I hope we meet soon, and I love you. I'm obsessed with you. And nothing you can confess could make me love you less, you know? I love you so much. Talk to you later, Kim.